Happy Sunday, everyone, and welcome back to our Sunday Live conversations. This
Yes.
is going to be a beautiful thing because we are going to talk about one of the most powerful tools, mind tools in the universe. We're going to talk about intention and how to use it and harness its
Yes.
riches. That's where we are right now. So I
That's
hope that you are yes.
right. This talk when we were preparing on what we were going to talk about, in I've seen even the word intention pop up so much even the
Yeah,
past few days. Like it is everything. Our intention,
everything.
even when I
Yes.
sit in ceremony with groups or lead cacao ceremonies at the men's
Mm,
retreat,
mm,
setting and our intention going into it, it's
mm.
everything. Everything.
Yeah, you can set an intention consciously, but what we do not realize is that every action is preceded by an intention. Even
Mm,
though we are not maybe aware of that we are setting an intention, but there is no action without an intention.
mm,
Let there be light, and there was light. That is an intention. It starts with let there be light, and then there is light. So everything we do, every single action we take in this reality is preceded by an intention. And becoming more aware of the true intentions gives you a better view of your reality. It really gives you a chance to create the reality that you want instead of just habitually living in something that doesn't feel like your own life. So, becoming more aware of the intentions is so crucial because intention is literally everything. And I'm so excited that we're going to talk about this today. I love talking about intentions.
One of the things I was thinking about intentions when I had um, all my employees at my company, and I would teach them that whatever meeting we're going into, it's already
Mm,
happened.
yeah.
The results have already happened. We just have to walk through it. So I would always ask them, what does success look like going into this meeting? Which is a different
Mm,
way of setting intention. Like success looks like whatever the
mm,
outcome is that we want. And then I say, then it's already happened. Let's just walk through it. And
mm,
every single time it was as close or if not exactly what we said success looks like. And that's
mm,
when I started learning. This is before it was even in the emotional intelligence world or self-help world. That was more
mm,
like business success.
mm,
But now going into like yesterday, I did a breath work session and my
mm,
intention was to access the fullness of me.
mm,
And throughout it, like getting past the tingling sensation and kind of the lightheadedness. And then I clicked into that phase. And all of a sudden I heard, I am now. And I was like,
mm,
whoa, I am now. And
mm,
that kept reverberating. And my intention to, to experience the fullness of me and then hearing I am now showed me that the fullness of
mm.
me is always found.
Yes, yes. The reason why we can't see the fullness of ourselves in the now moment is because the ego creates these smoke screens and doesn't allow us, but it is always there. So, like people say, oh, I'm so lost, I can't find myself. Well, you're not lost. All you have to do is relax into your own being. It's about relaxing, not about working harder to find yourself. When you relax, you find yourself automatically. I've been playing around with the letters I am. It's three letters. It is I, that would be intention, A, awareness, M, manifestation.
Hmm.
So it's intention, awareness, manifestation in the now moment. And that is how important an intention is because I am an intention. I would say that we're all God's intention here.
Yeah, definitely.
So really intention is such an important thing. I also look at it this way. You see, when you have a dream or a thought or an idea, that would be the target that you put out there in this formless intelligence that is picking up on every frequency we have. And then your intention becomes like an arrow.
Hmm.
And depending on how clear your intention is and how aligned it is to your true beliefs and your true emotions, that would be the speed. Your emotions and your beliefs would be the speed of the arrow. It's the power behind the arrow. So you have a target, that is your idea, intention, that is the arrow. And then how fast this arrow travels, it is dependent on how you, if you believe in what it is that your intention is pointing towards. So it's always the fuel behind it, the belief behind it. But this is also why we need to understand where our intentions come from, if they come from ego or if they come from soul. Because if they come from ego, well, you will miss the target. It will be someone else's target or your ego's target. And that always gives you some kind of pain in this reality. Right. So understanding how to use it to ask the question, where does this intention come from? Is it my true intention here? And I'll give you an example. Let's say that I'm having a conversation with my son. I mean, I love him unconditionally. And yet I can find myself in a conversation with him. And I feel like I need him to understand this. I want to change something within him. So that is a signal for me. I know that, okay, my intention is becoming askew here. My intention is not to change him. I need to pull back and ask myself, what is my real intention here? What is it that I really want? Well, I want clarity and I want love. And that's when I change my way of speaking so that my intention will be clear and make the reality that I want instead of making a reality that I don't want, creating that kind of reality. Because if I want to win, then I will have an argument with my son. And that is not my intention when I started off. So kind of aligning to the true intention, that would be my goal every single time. But when we are in an argument, it's very easy to slip under the radar there and find yourself in a quarrel or something that you don't want to be in. So being aware of the true intention, what is it that you really want in this? Asking yourself that question all the time.
It's so important. The questioning, asking what is my intention? I remember being in therapy early on, and I did not want to be like the people that raised me. I did not want to manipulate. I didn't want to use and control. But I felt I had the same characteristic traits. I'm charismatic. I'm big personality. When I come into a room, like, people are aware. And I asked the therapist, what's the difference between influence and manipulation?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
One word: intention.
Yes.
And I was
oh my God, that's a good one. Really good. Yeah.
Because I don't want to manipulate. I've never wanted, I don't want to manipulate. My soul does not want to manipulate, but I want to influence others to live their highest self,
Yes.
to be free. And so intention can be used in ego or it can be used in soul. One liberates others, one controls others perhaps, but intention is that powerful that every powerful leader on this planet uses intention for good or intention for ill.
Not so good. Yeah, exactly. This is why it is so important, because it comes down to being brutally honest with yourself. Because the ego always wants to win, and there is a instant pleasure in winning sometimes, but you really truly have to be very, very honest with yourself. What is my intention here? Sometimes your intention might take you down the wrong path because it is obscured by a belief that you have from your past. For instance, being a people pleaser. If my intention is to be happy, but there is a belief within me that says I can't be happy if not everyone loves me, then my intention is actually not a good one for me. Everyone else will be happy, but I won't be happy. And then I will not. That's what I mean by it hits the wrong target. It doesn't hit if I want to be happy, but I believe that I need to make everyone else happy first, and then I can be happy, then I will miss the target because I will never be happy. Everyone else will be happy. So the intention, it's kind of a hidden intention within me.
Yeah.
And it's working through beliefs and filters that we have from our past. So becoming aware, what do I really want here? And if it is, I want to win, I want to be better than everyone else, then trust me, it comes from ego and it will always give you some kind of pain. But if your true intention is to create clarity or to share love or to elevate everyone in the room, then that is an intention coming from soul. That is an intention that is not obscured by beliefs from the past or someone else's idea of what you want in your life. So we need to be very, very aware of where these intentions come from, if they are ours or if they're someone else's. So being present in the now moment, the I am now, being in that frequency is crucial.
You know, you made me, so I love the I am
Intent,
A
yes,
and then manifest it. So what is the A again?
awareness
Awareness and then
and
manifest.
intention, and then awareness of what it is that you want to manifest, and then there's the manifestation of it. So this works regardless of what your intention is, because this formless intelligence or the quantum field or the source, it mirrors back your intention. It mirrors back your frequency when you set the intention, and it's unconditional. This is why it's actually a dangerous thing to know this and not be a person who wants to do good in this world, because you can use it to manipulate things. You
Right.
know that it is forming the quantum field, it is forming the formless intelligence according to your will and your intention.
Right.
There is a backside to this. You will always feel pain, regardless of what happens, even if you feel instant gratification in that moment. Further down the lane, you will always feel some kind of pain, because we are here to do one thing. We're here to explore this reality and then to return to source. And you can't return to source unless you you allow all the gravitational pull to be left where it's supposed to be. You have to be light in order to come into your source. So it takes longer time, actually, if you choose manipulation and exploring through ego and harming others. It will always take you a longer time, but it will be accepted by the quantum field. It will still work. It's like a mechanism working for everyone. So
Hmm.
this is why it's important, as a light worker, you need to be very aware of where your intentions come from, because if you're hurting others, it takes longer time to reach your source. But if you're not fulfilling your dreams and your desires, it's the same thing as hurting everyone else on the outside, because we are one. So you literally have to stand in the I amness all the time and ask yourself, does this come from love or does it come from fear? Does it come from ego or does it come from soul? Is it clarity or is it confusion, actually? Always asking that question. And in the beginning, it's tough, but after a while, it becomes like a love filter. And I call it love filter because not allowing anything into this world unless it passes this love filter. That doesn't mean to love everyone unconditionally, allowing yourself to become a doormat or an emotional trash bin. It means to set the boundaries, but doing it from a place of love.
Hmm. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's easy when you get the hang of it, and when you start doing it all the time. It can take a little bit of energy in the beginning, but it's an important thing to do.
Yeah. It's everything. That's our highest calling. I
Yeah.
was thinking this morning, I was reading this book in Hindi. The word for soul is Atma, ATMA.
Mm,
And in Hebrew, the word for soul is neshama. So both have the ending ma, ma. And then I like, is that the mirroring? The ma
mm.
flipped is the m, the am.
Ah,
And
okay.
so we are here basically as a reflection back to the I am
Mm,
as the ma, the soul. And
mm,
we can either choose to bring source's love and intention for all, or we can try to be source ourselves and play with what that is like. But ultimately, we have to return back and, like
Yes.
you're saying, was it filtered through love for all, or was it filtered through ego for self?
Mm,
And that's why I like intention, awareness, manifestation.
mm,
And if you reverse those, manifestation, awareness, intention,
mm.
there's probably something to that as well. Like the manifestation starts with awareness of what your
Mm.
intention is, and then you can go out into this world and vice versa.
Yes, it's also like if you look at manifestation and you see things, results that you actually don't want, well, then you have to go back and look at, okay, so what is the awareness that has created this reality, and what was the intention behind that? So if you don't like the results, you'll have to kind of engineer backwards to find where did it start, and it always starts with your intention. If your intention is askew, then your manifestation will be askew. So you need to find the true intention within you. And I wanted to read a short chapter from my book because I have a little chapter just around intention and setting your intention. And let me start by, okay, so here we go. One morning, I woke up in the most unusual way. Even though my eyes were closed and my body was still in a very relaxed state of being, I felt fully awake. There was a surreal clarity in my thoughts as I heard my own inner voice softly ask. Actually, it wasn't my own inner voice. I heard it as Morgan Freeman, as God speaking to me that morning. Truly, I
Wait
did.
to hear.
Yes, and it said, "What is your intention today?" What happened next can be described as a scene from a movie from Bruce Almighty, where Bruce and God have a conversation on how to say a prayer properly. Automatically, my mind started going through the things I needed to do that day. I answered in my mind, I have to pick up my clothes at the dry cleaners. I need to go to the bank. I have to call my dentist. I have to talk to my publisher, and on it went. Suddenly, I was interrupted abruptly by this inner Morgan Freeman voice saying loudly, "Stop. I didn't ask you for your schedule. I asked you, what is your intention today? What is your intention?" I made a full stop in my thoughts, and without opening my eyes, I just slowly breathed in and out. And this is what my inner voice said: "This is a new day. It has not yet begun. It will never return. It is a unique day, one of a kind. Treasure it." And it continued, "You're the imaginer, the creator, the explorer, and consumer of this day. What kind of emotions and experiences do you want to fill it with? What is your intention?" I thought, oh, it's not about the things I need to do, but the experiences I want to explore. I get it. And I answered, I want to be fully aware every single now moment of the day. I want to be able to give and receive love in every encounter I have during the day. I want to enjoy my being. Immediately, my inner voice affirmed that I was on the right track by saying, now we're talking. That's a clear intention. Everything else is just noise. Now seize the day. Do not let it slip away. Go and explore. When you establish a clear intention for a day, it works like a filter through which you look at everything you experience. You'll still do the things you need to do, only you perceive them differently. So set your intention right. You have to, when we wake up in the morning, if you set your intention, it's like pulling that arrow and shooting it away. Since this formless field out there, the formless intelligence reacts to your will, and you have a clear intention of what it is you want to fill this day. I see it as a bowl. Time is like a bowl, and every emotion you want to explore that day, you fill that bowl with those emotions. So if you have a clear intention, what you're looking for, it will pop up in your reality. As you said, you saw the word intention everywhere because we were talking about intention. The same thing goes if you put an intention out there that you want to perceive love everywhere you go, the universe has no other option than to match that frequency, and you will find exactly what you seek in every encounter, because that is a law. Your free will, it cannot go against it. This is why intentions literally change the fabric of the universe. So starting a day with the intention to have clarity, to have joy, to have love in your time bowl, it changes everything. It has changed everything for me.
Yeah, same. The victim mindset has a hard time or maybe cannot be intentional, but the leader,
Mm,
the accountable soul, the one that says nothing shall pass through me that is not of my own intention, is not of my own volition,
exactly.
is not of my own choosing any longer. And when we can walk in this, and we can, and you and I walk in this and teach this, this becomes fun. This reality becomes fun. It becomes a game.
Yes.
It becomes joyful and not this heavy burden of, oh, what's going to happen next. No, every meeting I go into, every time I'm with someone, my intention is to love them or to have a good time, even if it's to
Mm,
have fun. I
mm.
joked around with my wife the other night. I said, it's fun having fun. And she said, it is. It's fun. I love having fun. It's
Yeah,
fun to have fun. And
yeah.
intention is it really, if everyone can walk away with it, it's everything. And it can be
Mm,
in every moment. And it can be big intention, small intention. It can be my
mm,
intention is peace. My intention is to enjoy
mm,
the moment. My intention is to be aware of this now moment. Like it doesn't have
mm.
to be these big, profound intentions. It's just whatever we choose
Yes,
becomes reality.
absolutely. Because, uh, and I say this all the time, the universe is your partner in creation.
Mm,
So, what does that mean? Well, it means if you have an intention, the universe will meet you in that intention and provide you whatever you need in
mm,
order for this intention to be fulfilled. So, let's say that you have an intention, you want to accomplish something. You tell yourself, I will show up, and the universe will this is the universe, your partner. That is what the universe does for you. It will manifest the right people and the right circumstances and the right situations for you to explore your intention if you show up. So your job is to show up. The rest, the universe will fix for you. The same thing goes when you decide to show up, you say to yourself, I will have fun. And the universe will turn that energy into creative power. Because when you say, I want to have fun, that is the most creative thing the universe knows. And it taps into that frequency and it allows you to be creative because you say, I want to have fun. So it says, okay, let's have fun, brings you that energy so that you can have fun. And you can say, I want to be myself. The universe will provide you with interactions where you will feel good with people
mm.
because you set an intention. I will show up, I want to have fun, and I will be myself. And the universe will arrange, even conspire to bring you what you need because it is your partner in creation every single time. But if you do not set the intention, if your intention isn't exactly thought through, if it hasn't passed your love filter, the universe will still provide you with the things it thinks you need
Yeah.
depending on what your frequency was. And if you're not aware of what it was, well, then you will get something that you don't want. I'll give you an example of this. When I do my talks in the beginning of my career, as we all know, we're all afraid of doing talks. Standing in front of hundreds and thousands of people and talking is one of the worst things ever. I don't know if I know anyone that isn't afraid of this. So, walking up on that stage in the beginning was my intention was to do the best I could, to be the best me, to do everything I could in order for people to understand this. But I realized that that intention is all about me, nothing about them. So I had to shift it in my head and say, okay, so my intention is that everyone in this room will walk out feeling uplifted, feeling illuminated, feeling loved by me on this stage. It shifted everything for me. It changed everything for me, because my intention, that was my true intention. Only in the beginning, it was colored by my fear. So it was all about me and nothing about them. Now it's all about them and nothing about me. I am just there to help them elevate themselves. So shifting it, understanding where does this intention come from? Does it come from my heart or does it come from my mind? If it comes from fear, then it's rooted in the mind and it will not give you what you want. But if it comes from heart, regardless of what happens, if your intention was to spread love, you will be happy in that moment.
That's right. It's interesting talking about love and then thinking about fear. When
Mm,
someone's in fear, they have a very difficult time setting intentions. And the
yeah,
universe, love in Hebrew, I've said this many times, but I think it's so important for people to understand that God as love, universe as the very essence of what makes it exist, is based in love. In Hebrew, the word means to give. Love means to give.
yeah,
There's no um, judgment in that.
mm,
Meaning, so the karmic law is whatever we're in, whatever frequency we choose to be in, we get exactly immediately.
exactly.
There's no judgment in love. People need to understand that we will get exactly what we choose because love
Mm,
loves us and it's not to
mm,
punish us. So if we're in fear, we get fear frequencies, we get fear
mm,
results. But when we tune into, okay, it's not about me, it's about what I can bless these other humans with, I can
yes,
give to these other people.
yeah.
That is love because love means to give.
Mm,
So then we
mm,
focus out. And
mm.
then the intention goes with that. And
Yes, yes.
love will give us exactly what we are tuning into. And when we tune into service of others, that
Mm,
love just keeps going and giving and giving and giving. But when we're
mm,
in fear, we keep
mm,
drawing things that basically are an affront to our sovereignty,
mm,
because love saying, I'm giving you what you're choosing because I
mm,
love you.
mm.
If you don't like it, stop choosing fear, choose love. Like, choose
Yes,
differently.
yes, it is telling you the pain that you feel when you're not choosing from love is a signal that you're out of alignment with who you truly are, because we are all unconditional love here. And unconditional literally means unconditional. You can't put conditions on anything. So
Right.
if you're out there and your intention is to share love with everyone that wants to stand in that frequency, it cannot fail.
Right.
It's a bulletproof thing to do so. But we are taught that we have to control the outer circumstances because there's danger out there all the time. So we forget. And that is when the intentions become askew. They are not what they're supposed to be, or what we're supposed to explore here, because we're supposed to be in peace
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Everything that is different from that is an illusion that we're tapping into because we are not aware of the intentions that we're putting out there.
Hmm.
So becoming really, really, really aware of what is my intention here? What is my real intention here? What is it that I want? And I feel like asking this question a lot of times, we all end up with the same answer: love, clarity, communication,
Freedom.
acceptance.
Yes.
Yes, that's where we are. It is when we are not getting those things that we start to put out the wrong intentions.
Hmm.
And they come from childhood memories, almost always. It starts when you're a child. It starts,
Yeah.
if you're not heard as a child, then your intention will be to be heard all the time.
Hmm.
And you might start screaming to be heard. And who listens to someone who screams? No one.
Right.
So it's counterproductive. This is why we need to become aware of who we truly are.
Hmm.
Again, I always come back to this place: knowing who you are. knowing that you are this I amness, this stillness, this life force exploring this reality, and that the reality on the outside is connected to you, and it will reflect everything that comes out of you, becoming a transparent sender will give you a reality that is more in tune with who you truly are.
Yes. There's a song I grew up in religion. It was this whole concept about being a vessel, a clean vessel, this
Yes,
pure
yes.
vessel. And I still love that today. Like you're
Like
talking
this.
about this. Yes, to be that glass and just and almost I look at it as I want my glass turned upside down. So it fill it because the glass, the joke is a glass half empty or half full? It's neither. It's always full, 100%, half of water, half of air. And so I don't, it's always full. It's just depending on what it's filled with. And so I want to walk with that cup upside down to continually be filled with love and let love pour through. And when I was thinking about what you said, when we're children, and if we weren't heard, we want to be heard. A lot of children were only heard when they were hurting. And so that conditioning of I'm in pain and this victim and like always telling my woes is when that condition is carried with many adults. They're always talking about what's wrong with them or what happened to them because that's the only time they were heard as children.
Yeah.
And that's not being intentional. Because if we're intentional, say, I don't want to be in pain any longer. I want to be empowered. I want to be free. I want to be liberated from all that. And we can only decide that if we're aware and we have awareness and we go back. So all these are so
tied.
connected.
Yes.
They're all together.
Yes. Yeah. It is so true. Everything is so tied in. And the trick is to be awake. For me, and I say this all the time, my intention as a child was to dodge fear all the time. I knew that if I didn't dodge it, well, then I would be in fear. And that was a very, very painful place to be in. Now I've realized that if I stay in this belief that when I dodge fear, I am happy, then my intention to dodge fear will attract more fear to me because I'm dodging fear. My intention is to dodge. So the universe gives me more things to dodge from because that is the intention. You see, for me, it was like, well, I'm happy when I don't have to feel fear. So I thought that that was a good intention. It's not. I realized later on in my 30s that wait, there's something wrong here. I'm not supposed to dodge fear. I'm supposed to seek joy actively. That's my intention. I want to be in joy actively here. So when I shift that, my intention becomes different because I start looking for joy, not for fear to avoid. There is a hell of a difference between the two. And it's all about the intention, understanding the intention underneath the experience, understanding the intention underneath the result that I'm getting. And I don't want the result of dodging fear and being happy because I can dodge. I want to stand tall and be happy and say, what do I want to explore? What is it that I want in this? Otherwise, I will be pleasing everyone else around me, doing what everyone else wants. And it can be successful, but I won't be happy.
Right. Yeah.
It won't allow me to grow in my consciousness. For me, growing in my consciousness is one of the standing intentions that I have. I can't switch that one off. It's an intention. I think I was born into this reality with the intention of growing in my consciousness and bringing as many people as I can into this growth. And I know that you have the same intention behind you. You can't dodge for that. So understanding my own intention in this reality is a part of who I am, but also my purpose here. Being very clear in what are the intentions that I'm spreading around me like seeds in this garden of formless intelligence.
Yeah. Well, after we talked on, I think Thursday, I did a
Mm,
post and I said, because I've been hyper aware on spelling of words, and
mm,
I've talked about this before, the reverse of live is evil, the reverse of lived is devil, the reverse of
mm,
God is dog. Why is that? Why are we told dog is man's best friend? What is this narrative? What are they actually saying? What are the vibrational sounds? Why is
mm,
soul in
mm,
Hindi atma and soul in Hebrew is neshama?
mm,
What is ma?
mm,
Oh, it's the reversal of am.
mm.
I am. Oh, I mean, all of this matters. They universe, one verse. Well, what's a verse in poem or song? In
Yes,
Being and Peace is harmony. All of us playing our
yes.
parts in one harmonious melody to all of creation. It's so beautiful. And after our call on Thursday, the reverse of no is on, the reverse spelling.
Mm.
And then I was thinking, okay, what we do not say no to, we allow to be turned on by default.
Yes. Oh my God, that's good.
And
Yes.
so, and I heard someone say, what we permit, we promote. And
Mm,
so most of us are, when we're in fear,
mm,
we are in that soul space of dodging constantly
mm.
things. We we forget our power to say no.
Yes,
No
yes.
is everything, because our yeses, and I think I've said this on a live before, our yeses mean nothing if we
Mm.
don't have a no to back it up,
Yes.
because it's just like
There's no contrast
there's
to
no
it. Yes,
contrast, there's
yes,
no container, like that glass.
yes,
And
yes.
when we can say no, and that's what I define sovereignty. Sovereignty is when
Mm,
you say no, it is no, and there's nothing else to discuss about it. When you say yes, it's yes.
mm.
Well, that all comes down to intention.
Yes.
When we are intentional, am I choosing this now moment? Am I choosing to feel this way? Or have I just felt this way and I've always felt this way? And how long have I felt this way? Or am I choosing what I want to get out and experience? Am I
Mm,
choosing how I want the other to feel? Am I choosing my life? And this
yes.
gets back to, I mean, intention is
Everything.
it's so much everything. It's what life is. It's
Yes.
intentional.
Mm,
It's intentional.
yes.
It's not, like missing the sunset or whatever, riding a bike and missing the sunset. It's
Yes.
looking around and being
Yes.
intentional. And so
Yes.
I just am so I just want to dwell in these thoughts. Every time we get off the calls,
Mm,
I sit and I think and I write and
mm,
what this what is this life we're in? We can have so much fun. We can create masterpieces in
mm,
intention.
mm. If you listen to the word intention, it is in tension. It's like the arrow I was talking about. It is
Yes,
in tension, and
yes.
release the tension, it's off, and then it's on when it hits the target.
Hmm. That's
Intention. I've always thought about this intention because you are the stillness, which means that nothing is tense. Everything is as it is, it's calm. So, what creates this reality? Well, the motion. And how does the motion come to be? Well, through intention. If you set something in tension, you pull it and you push it out there in the world and it stirs things up.
right.
That's an intention. It
Yes.
creates movement in the quantum field, or the intelligent, formless intelligence, the ether, whatever you want to call it, God, source, whatever you want to call it. It stirs things up, and you look at what is stirred up, you see the movement in it. So
Hmm.
being aware of what is the arrow, what is it made of, is it what I want? Okay, let's put it in tension and out there in the world. It's a really important thing to understand what it is that we're planting out there, or seeding, preceding everything with. I usually
Oh, that's
describe the
amazing.
yes, yes, because
Oh, that's
this is how it looks like when, if we look at the quantum field as the soil, and every thought, idea, desire, intention that we have as seeds, we're doing this all the time, 24/7.
Right.
We have to look at what are the seeds that we are actually planting, because if we are not aware of it, becoming more intentional, we will find ourselves in a jungle where we will need a machete to go through the jungle, because we do not know what we have created, and we cannot feel comfortable in a reality like that. That is why it feels like there is a reality out there and then there is a reality in here. And those two never meet because we are not aware of the intentions, thoughts, and desires that we are planting in the quantum soil. We need to become more aware of it. I'm not saying to become overly controlling, but asking just one question. Does it come from soul or ego? Does it come from my mind, or does it come from my heart? What's the frequency of this thought? Is it a good frequency or a bad frequency or a low frequency? Is it the frequency that I want it to be? And then allowing yourself to stand in that frequency and trusting that the garden that you're planting will not turn out to be a jungle, even if jungles are cool, but you'll have to find your way through the jungle. Most of us want to have gardens where we know our way in the garden.
This is so good. I love this. And when we love ourselves, and truly, I can actually say it. You know what I went through in October, the darkness that the stuff,
Yes.
the last bit of stuff. Truly, now I really do love myself. Like really do. I probably would have said it, but before, and I did to a capacity, but now, like, I love myself. Like, I really do. And it's a weird thing to even say this out loud, but until we come to truly love ourselves, and the only way to do that is to face all the trauma, all the pain, all the fear, all the past, and get it out of us so it doesn't reside in us anymore. Because we can't, I think the reason why is we know subconsciously there's something in us that we can't love because it doesn't belong to us. It wasn't part of us. It was part of that pain. And so it's hard to fully self-love us.
Yes.
But once we come to that, then we look at the seed that we have, and we don't just unintentionally
plant it,
plant it. We
with
plant
caution and
it.
love. Yes.
And I was thinking there's that verse in the Bible that says, don't cast your pearls before swine, which is taken out of context a lot. But I think perhaps what they're saying is your seed is as precious as a pearl. And what do pigs do? They dig things up in the ground. They're constantly, you could plant where pigs go and they'll destroy the earth. So be intentional where you plant your seed, because it is so valuable. It is as a pearl. So your thoughts, your actions, your inward reflection, your outward beingness, be a gardener. Yeah. And to plant. It's a really beautiful concept. The preceding. I'm gonna have to think about that a lot. It's so cool.
Pre-seed. I know. I love that, because it has to. The intention is the preceding thing before you have the manifestation. So being aware of what are the seeds, where am I putting this? You know what? There was another analogy this morning. I was talking to my husband, and he made the tweet that we tweeted out for today. And there are dolphins and there is the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
And the minute I saw it, I was thinking, wow, this is beautiful. And he said, when he heard that we were talking about intentions, he was immediately thinking about dolphins because of the way they move in the water. It is exactly the way I see an intention. If we see the ocean as the quantum field, the formless intelligence that picks up on every frequency, then a dolphin moves through that ocean the same way an intention moves. It has this flow through it, quickness and intelligence, and it hits its target. It is aware of itself. This is how an intention works. And I was, the minute I saw it, I was thinking, oh my God, this is how intentions work. And they move and they hit the target and they're intelligent. It is an energy form that we are casting out there that behaves like a dolphin. And I love dolphins.
It's so great. And joyful and playful and
yes.
And powerful. Dolphins are so powerful. Dolphins take sharks down
Yes,
and do all sorts of stuff. That's how powerful intention is.
because they're intelligent.
That's right. That's
I
right.
mean, the sharks are also intelligent, but I
Right.
think that dolphins are, there's something very, very precious and special about dolphins.
Yes. Yes.
I was thinking about something else when you were talking about the words and the sounds of the words, and you were talking about universe, and I said, let there be light, because everything is spoken word. This is a sound. A sound is a vibration.
Right.
And I'm reading this super cool book called Electric Body, Electric Health.
Hmm.
And the way this is described, this woman describes everything as sound. And I had an utterly aha moment when she was talking about light and sound being the same thing, only sound is a slower version of light,
Hmm.
and light is a quicker version of sound, meaning since we are made of light, we are photons.
Yes.
That is a sound. We're everything around us is a sound, a specific sound being me, a specific sound being you, a specific frequency of it. And
Hmm.
she's doing work, healing work with tuning forks.
Yeah.
So when she heals people, she goes with this tuning fork and she can feel in the biofield around every human being, she can
Beautiful.
feel or hear in the tuning fork where there is something stuck, where something hasn't passed the way it's supposed to pass. And she's actually mapping out in this biofield where these things are stuck within us. And it's the same thing you were talking, we can't play our true tune until we clear all these
Yes.
passages so that it will be a bright tune.
Yes.
And I love the idea. I haven't
So
finished the
cool.
book. I
That is
just started
so
reading it. And
cool.
it's mind-boggling to understand this, because we are all
Oh my gosh.
attuned in this symphony of
Yes.
creation.
Yes. Well, Lauren showed me, my wife showed me on Instagram the other day, someone slowed down the sound of a sunflower. They mapped the sound of a sunflower, and it was so beautiful. It was like, ooh, it was just this
Mm,
gentle, but the flower, they mapped the vibrational sound of the flower, and it was beautiful. And I'm like,
yes.
if only we had the ability to tune into the beauty. I mean, I
Mm,
have chills right now. That is such a cool concept of that we are all sound, light,
yes.
vibration,
Yes.
and no symphony. Think of all of these beautiful symphonies out in the world.
Yes.
Just throw the instruments on the ground and hear the crashing of what those instruments make and say, ta-da, thank you everyone, and we will leave. They know how
Yes.
to play those tunes. They know how to work the resonance of each of those instruments. And we as humans get to reclaim our
Mm,
instrumentation, our tuning, our resonance, instead of
mm,
just being thrashed around all the time, not being intentional and being
mm,
in victim mindset and always constantly worrying about the future and the past, and just
mm,
coming
mm,
back to this place of now in the I am, and saying success looks like, or my intention is in this moment
mm,
to feel the highest love, the brightest light, the most brilliant fragrances. Like
mm,
this can be our intention daily when we walk. And I am telling you, I did that cruise, the most powerful people on the planet. And I was like,
mm,
my intention was to shine so much light,
mm,
and nothing could come and penetrate that space. When we are in intention, we are the
mm,
most powerful. And when we're in with walking with souls, with like-minded souls that want to
mm,
be in service to others, our intention just multiplies, and it's more
mm,
powerful, and it's more
mm,
beautiful, it's more resonant.
mm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's about sharing that loving space and expanding it into this space, so to speak, but doing it without conditions. If you try to um, love people who does not want to be loved, well, it becomes almost crazy, and you can get hurt if your intention is to change someone else on the outside.
Right.
What I realized standing on stage, that my intention is to share as much of the knowledge, the wisdom, the love that I can on stage, and then leave it at that. I don't need to scan everyone to see, did they get it? Are they happy? Did I make them smile?
Right.
No, my intention is to share it, and then everything else is bonus.
Yes.
If they're happy, if they say thank you, I am happy, but my happiness is not dependent on them doing it. Even if everyone in the room walks out and says, whoa, that was over my head, walking outside, I would still be happy because my intention was to share, and that's what I did. So I can always stand in happiness regardless of what others do, because my intention was to share. My intention was, it was unconditional. I have no conditions on what it is supposed to do on the outside, only what I can give, as you say, only what I can give, what I can bring forth into this reality without affecting anything. If I'm too focused on the effects, then I am losing the target again. The target must be coming from here, and what do I want to give? It's always there.
It's just like these lives. This was the same
Yes.
thing. We're not worried about like, oh, what do people think? We just put it out. We love people, and our
Yes.
intention is to be a blessing and to share. And here it is. And
Yes.
yeah,
And if you love it, it's bonus. We love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
That's
we will
right.
still continue to do this,
That's
even if
right.
no one says anything. I know,
Yeah,
I know.
that's
That's
right.
the, yeah, well, that is the most important thought, because that's how you stay in your own happiness too. Being present in the now moment is about seeking the joy in the now moment. If I am focused on what people will do and say, then I am in the future. And that's not where I'm supposed to be. So being in the now moment and being very much aware of what my intention is. So our intention for this Sunday live is to share as much as we can,
Yes.
looking at intention as the most powerful mind tool there is. And then everybody that feels that they're of the same frequency will tap into it, bring what they need from it, and that's beautiful. But we are having fun as we're doing it. So I
Yes.
will be happy afterwards.
Yeah, I
too.
know. Same. I'm gonna be thinking about preceding all day long. Like, oh, I'm
Yes.
gonna precede. That's like, and I was talking to my brother yesterday. What do they tell us? We work Monday through Friday is the week.
Yes.
Well, what is week?
Week.
Zaps strength. So then we work for the week end. We're waiting for this weakness to end, where we come back alive, and then the week starts again. And these words matter. People say, well, come on, you're being over dramatic. Well, the sound doesn't know the difference between an E and an A.
Exactly.
Still the same vibrational sound.
Yes. And there's even more to this, because everything is connected to everything. Just because I can't hear your thoughts doesn't mean that they are not a sound in your head.
That's
So
good.
yeah, so that sound in your head, the way you say things to yourself, the narrator in your head sets a frequency within you, not just with the words, but with the way it speaks to you. So if you have a bully in your head saying awful things to you, it is a sound, a vibration, a frequency which the universe taps into, because it's a frequency. It is moving something. Just because I can't hear it doesn't mean that it isn't a sound. I can't hear a dog whistle, and yet it's there because every dog can hear
it. Yes, that's right. That's right.
So it's the same thing with our thoughts. And then add emotions to this, and you have a really clear frequency going on inside of our heads. So
this is so good. I love this.
The sound of our words in our heads and the intention behind them is really important to look at. Why am I saying things to myself the way I'm saying them?
Yeah. What?
You said, oh, sorry. You said just a few minutes ago that you love yourself. You can say that you love yourself, and that's a beautiful thing to do. For me, it took a very long time to say, I feel compassion for my inner child. I
Hmm.
feel compassion for this little curious girl who will not stop looking for the wisdom, even if it's really tough. I'll still do this. And I feel so much compassion for this inner child that I'm carrying within me. I am connected to that inner child, and I allow that inner child within me to tell me stories. I am open and vulnerable to it.
Hmm.
And that's a big thing, to be able to say that you love yourself or that you feel compassion for yourself. Because when you do that, you are onto the bully in your head, and
Hmm.
it cannot precede and planned intentions
That's
that
right.
are not yours if you're aware of it.
That's right. And that is a liberated soul. That is a
Yes,
free being. Yeah.
yes, yes.
This is so fun. Oh, everyone, thank
And
you so
yeah,
much. We've had really beautiful souls watching.
yes,
Joanne's, Agnetha, Shelly, Suresh, Blake, always Jane. We've had just beautiful people. Thank you
yes.
for watching, everyone. This is,
We love you all.
yes, seriously, we love you. That's why we're doing this. It's like
Yes.
and this, even even if one little nugget gets taken away from these talks, and it's a seed that is now cultivated and comes into reality. Like Blake
Yes.
said, the narrator in our head, truth bomb. Like
Mm.
if if someone else reside, if there's another voice beside your own inside your head, you're not free, and it is time to kick that voice out.
Mm. But
Kick it out.
you literally, we all have a narrator within us, and the narrator can be a very kind voice, and it can be a real bully. Both are true.
Yeah, yeah.
The real you is the one listening and
Yes,
choosing.
that's right. Yes.
So you can choose to listen to the narrator that will give you the brightest side of everything, that will say, let's plant some love here. It is when you're not off guard that the negative narrator will give you uh, a negative version of reality. Both are true. It's you that is choosing what fits you in that moment. Becoming aware of that is really important. Before we end, because I know we're going over time now, but I want to share with you a way to be on to the narrator within your head, but also to become a more intentional being. When you wake up in the morning, before you open your eyes, exactly as I read from my book here, before you open your eyes, remember that the day is not yet begun, which means that it is an empty bowl. Set the intention what you want to fill this bowl with. Say, I want to see love everywhere. I
Mm,
want to feel joy. I want to feel free. I want to explore how it feels to be a sovereign being. Whatever your intention is that is positively tuned into your heart space, the things that you actually do want to see in your reality, put it in the bowl,
mm,
and the universe will provide, because it is your partner in creation.
mm.
Go through the day, be present in every now moment, be more aware of the narrator within you. And in the evening, when you go to bed, before you go to sleep, and this is really important because this sets the frequency with which you are sleeping for 8 hours, look at the day and say thank you for everything that was good. If you can't find anything that is good, say, make up a story which feels good and say thank you for that. But say thank you, appreciate even the smallest of things before you go to bed, so that you fall asleep in an appreciative frequency. And it
Yes.
becomes lighter and lighter, because when you sleep and you are in this frequency, when you wake up in the morning, it's easier to set a light intention because
Right.
you're already in a lighter frequency.
Mm. It's
Just
beautiful.
doing this changes everything. It really does.
It's beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you, everyone. We love you, bless you,
Yes.
and we'll talk to you
Next
soon,
Sunday.
next Sunday. Yes, that's right. That's right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.